So, Minnesota, no doubt, has an abundant, prolific history of Freemasonry. It is no doubt a hotbed, hub of sorts of Freemasonry here in the United States. As you see here, this old document manual going all the way back to 1867. History of Freemasonry goes way back in Minnesota. Okay. And so that's why it's very significant and interesting that Minnesota is known as the Twin Cities. Twin, right? The Twin Cities. So we're going to tie the twin symbolism here, of course, because the twin pillars in Freemasonry are Jachin and Boaz. All right, this is the most significant symbolism of Freemasonry, the twin pillars. Right? The twin towers. The twin towers, a Masonic ritualistic symbol. They no doubt represented the twin pillars, Jachin and Boaz. It was a Masonic ritualistic event. Right? Okay, Jachin and Boaz, twin. Now we have Steven Jackson, the NBA player, former NBA player, a public figure in this event, in this story, and he claims to be a very close friend, to have been a very close friend to George, right? George Floyd. So close, in fact, that he calls George his twin. Twin of George Floyd. Outspoken individual in this whole story. And so we keep it going here. Twin. Any more connections to Freemasonry with Jackson? Indeed, his father was a Freemason. He publicly posts this on his social media. So Pop's looking good here in his Freemason attire. Right? That's what he puts here on the bottom, his Pops. All right, he has another post here. My father's Mason brothers, 33, gave me something to cherish, my dad's gear. We'll be following your footsteps, Pops. Salute to all his Mason brothers. On the top there it says, East 33rd Street. That's where the initial, quote-unquote protesting / rioting took place there in Minneapolis in response to George Floyd. East 33rd Street, right? All right. The little trash can there at the scene of the crime, at the knee to the neck seen around the world there. You see this trash can here in the footage. Well, now it's become part of this little memorial there. And the way they set it up, it now has 3 6s visible. Because there's a couple, there's 6s all around the trash can. So isn't that interesting? Amazing. Another image here with Steven Jackson with George Floyd. I keep posting so y'all can see my brother is in his element. Throwing up the symbolism, the symbols. But this is all pretty obvious Freemason symbolism and connections here, and makes complete sense to where this has taken place in the Twin Cities.
Hundreds of people were at a Black Lives Matter demonstration on Sunday in downtown Bryan, including Quincy Mason Floyd, one of George Floyd's sons.
I'm really excited about all this. Everybody's coming out and showing him love. Like,
this is beautiful.
I love this. My heart is really touched by all this.
Floyd and his sister Connie Mason moved from Houston to Bryan with their mother more than 15 years ago. Floyd said he was a young child when he last saw his father, and it wasn't until after Memorial Day when he learned of his dad's death while in police custody.
Because I didn't recognize who it was until my mom called and told me, you know who that guy was? I said, no. She says, it's your father.
Floyd says people here in Bryan College, Floyd and his sister Connie Mason, including Quincy Mason Floyd, Floyd and his sister Connie Mason, including Quincy Mason Floyd,
The fool hath said in his heart, There is no God. They are corrupt, they have done abominable works, there is none that doeth good.